Hi everybody, it's Manga 922. Um, okay. Thursday came and went. The fairy tale chapter and the Kenichi chapter came out early because the chapters of Big Three came out early on Tuesday, vice versa. Now, funny thing, also what came out today was two interesting series that were like, I guess you can call them spin-offs of fairy tale. One being Fairy Tale Zero, which is essentially just telling you the very beginning of Fairy Tale when it was just way before the guild was even founded. You know, and you basically have Mavis, who's like a little girl, and then so on and so forth. And then there was this other series which shows Gray. So a spin-off series of Gray, which I'm like, okay. And this chapter, now I want to say this, regardless how that fight ended, which was, okay, it was bullshit. All right, I can't lie. It was bullshit. But regardless, I like what Hiro did here. I like this chapter. I'm going to give this chapter a 4.5 out of 5. Almost 5 out of 5, but, it's fairy tale. So, you gotta, put it in its place certain things. Now, this chapter was very moving. I found it very moving. I wasn't crying while reading it, but I was touched in a way. Like, wow. Now, chapter 393, and this one was called Silver's Thoughts. Now, we find out that's not Deliora. Or it was Deliora. But essentially what happened was, if I'm getting this correctly, Silver, Gray's father, overpowered Deliora. He was already dead, so to speak. And he was resurrected by... Well, actually, no. Now that I think about it, no. Deliora wasn't even in the Silver. What it was he was resurrected by Keith, who was the necromancer, in Tartaros. He was resurrected, and he was pretending to be evil to Gray. That's some game. And essentially he's telling Gray that he basically had a plan. His plan was to destroy Tartaros. But he stopped that plan when he found out Gray was alive. So, basically, he's telling Gray in the beginning to finish him. He says, "What the hell are you talking about? You're my old man." And he's like, he wanted to be killed by you. And saying that, "You're right, I was once your dad, but I'm no longer human, I'm no longer a demon, I'm a corpse. For 17s now, man, I've been dead for a long time." Kind of weird how manga streams translating these. But then this guy Keith, who's the necromancer, explains to Juvia, the facade of lies falls away and the truth shall not become apparent. And he's like, she's saying divinations become karma itself. And he basically tells Juvia that he's a necromancer. And basically, Keith resurrected was an experimentation. And he brought back from the dead certain people, and he experimented on them, and so on and so forth. He was able to control the dead, according to Silver. Silver tells him this. He said he was among the several hundred corpses. And basically, he doesn't even say that I lived. He said I existed. for that long. And he then goes on to say it was all for the sake of revenge against the demons that stole my family away. And he brings up the point that while in the Dark Guild, he preserved in secret killing demons whenever he stumbled upon them. Forgive me for what happened in Sun Village. It seems those flames were not of demonic origin. Slowly and gradually, he went through his plan to destroy Tartaros. But it was when then that I learned you were still alive. And in that moment, he realized these hands are too stained. I had no right to fight for your sake or Mika. Mika, by the way, says here that it's written for kanji for wife. So I don't know if Mika is the actual name of Gray's mother, of Silver's wife. Name? That was very confusing. But basically, he was trying to destroy Tartaros. Essentially. But he saw Gray. This, I think, was during the Magic Games when he saw him. And then he realized he has no reason to, to basically to fight for Gray's sake and for Mika. And Silver's basically telling him, Gray, that I'm already dead. I intended to erase this existence. I leave everything to you. And then Gray's like going on, saying there's nothing left for me. It's okay. You don't have to worry. You don't need to do anything. And he apologized for what he said, and so on and so forth. This was gut wrenching in a way because, I mean, true, Silver is, well, he's pretty much a corpse, but you gotta think about this. Regardless, that's Gray's father. It is. He's telling him to forget about it. That's crazy. That is beyond crazy. And here's the thing. True, I think for Fairy Tail, especially here, at least, we can honestly say this. Gray has some development here. Say what you will about the fight, but he has some development with his father and everything, and so on and so forth. And basically saying that the blind man you knew was dead long ago. He's like, you're still my dad. No, he's saying, Silver, there's never been a father that hits his children. And he's like, finish me quickly, and put me to rest. And I wish to join Mika. And he's like, I'm your enemy of your guild. I killed former council members. And Gray going on, you may be my father by blood, but none of that matters. You're an enemy of my guild. That's how we've always protected our guild. And he's like saying that what it means to be human. And then Gray on page 17 said this like sobbing, crying, and sniffles of the nose. I just can't kill you. And that too is what it means to be human. And they have a touching father-son hug. And I'm like, I think it's really deep because then at this rate, he says, at this rate, my body won't hold on much longer. For a little while longer, let me hold on. And he's saying, basically, you've gone quite into a fine man, Gray. You are a pride and joy. And then you see a grave of Mika. It says Mika and Gray on a cross. So obviously, he made a funeral. And then we have a scene with Keith and Juvia and this was funny because Gray's father's like, are you Gray's woman? It's like, are you his father? Well, whatever, doesn't have time. Let's get down to business. And he basically tells her that it's Keith, defeat him. The man standing in front of you, defeat him. He's not that strong. He's the necromancer. He's controlling the dead chairman. He's going to activate 3,000 faces and basically stating, if you defeat him, face won't work. They won't be able to activate it because the chairman's movements will stop. And then Juvia's like, but that means you'll... Oh, crap, so you're new. No matter, you must do this for Gray. So, and then it says to be continued, chapter 394, Juvia versus Keith. That had me. I wasn't crying per se, but there was just... I had a feel. I think, you know, aside from the bullshit that how the fight ended, I thought it was interesting development for Gray. Say what you will. But, I mean, you know, it was interesting that Hiro decided to show this off and to continue this plot point, which was Gray, Deliora, and Gray's family. It was interesting to see that shit. And this was really touching, in a way. And 4.5 out of 5, like I said. Now, I wonder about a lot of things when it concerns Fairy Tail, and more specifically, Gray. Because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was bullshit at the end of that fight. But I wonder if this goes down as saying that Gray had the most development among the main cast. Because I think he might go down as having the most development. Because who can you say that had the more development than Gray? Lucy. Maybe Elizabeth. I don't know about that. But I really think Gray. Because, really think about it. He's going to watch his father die. He's a corpse. True, he's a corpse. He's no longer human, you know. But still, that's sick. That's crazy. That blows me away. I have nothing else to add. It's a gut-wrenching feeling, you know? So, yeah. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Bankai 922. Wow. That scene, that's going to be the fun now. Him crying and shit. That was just, wow. It just rips your heart out, man. He's a corpse, but that's Gray's father. Like, this is going to be like... And this also brings up another point. Now, you could say, yeah, he's a corpse, though. But Juvia defeating Keith, that's going to... So, and this another brings up another point with Juvia and Gray. She's going to be, like, really supporting him now, give or take. But, yeah, that's pretty much the story. Bankai 922. See you guys later. I'm probably going to do Kenichi. Do that. That was a pretty interesting chapter. And then there's I gotta do the Toriko stuff. So look forward to that as well. I'm Bankai 922. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.